The controversy surrounding BC Ferries CEO and President David Hahn's pension plan is heating up tonight as more pressure has been put on the BC Ferries board of directors who made Hahn's deal. Tonight they are responding to the criticism and backlash. Stacey Ross joins us now live in the newsroom with the latest on this. Stacey.
Yes, thanks very much, Scott. Fallout indeed continues over the revelation that David Hahn will receive a pension of almost $315,000 per year once his contract expires in 2013. The board of directors, though, is standing behind the deal. BC Ferries board chair Donald Hayes said in a statement today, "Our board fully supports the decision that was made many years ago to compensate David Hahn and other senior executives at private sector rates, reflecting government's expectation that BC Ferries would achieve private sector standards of performance." Now, Hahn's contract was renegotiated in 2006, giving him about $1.2 million a year in salary and benefits and the $315,000 annual pension. The board saying they had to offer him this kind of package to prevent him being lured away by the private sector, but the opposition doesn't buy it.
It's absolutely unbelievable that you could take a public sector monopoly and compare it to Nike or compare it to Coca-Cola or McDonald's. The comparators that they used to come to a conclusion on what was fair compensation for the CEO was wildly off the mark, and they've been failing ever since. I would have thought that the board today in 2011 would have recognized that the previous board had made a fatal error and would have taken steps to distance themselves from that decision. Clearly they didn't want to make that decision today, and that speaks, I believe, to an absence of leadership in the board and also an absence of leadership in the Premier's office.
Now, Premier Christy Clark yesterday blasted the deal, calling it monkey business, saying Hahn's pension was way too high. She says, though, that BC taxpayers are stuck with the deal. The contract is binding and unbreakable. Experts say even firing David Hahn at this point wouldn't help.
On the assumption that he is operating under a fixed-term agreement, he's entitled to be paid to the end of his contract unless there is an early termination provision in the agreement. And it would seem to me the pension obligations are already fixed by contract, and so the corporation would be on the hook, so to speak. I guess the taxpayers would be on the hook, so to speak, for those monies, irrespective of whether his employment was terminated early or not.
Now, the Premier says legislation has been passed to ensure that this kind of deal is not made again. David Hahn has opted not to comment on the issue.